Where's that thing? Somewhere around here. I saw it. It's been a while, but I don't think I got rid of it. Ah, there it is. Let's see what it is. Hey YouTube. It's been a while. A lot's changed. A lot hasn't. Main thing that hasn't changed is, guess what? The race car is still not finished. But we are kicking off YouTube again because we are actively trying to make progress on that. You joined me from a lovely storage unit in the mountains of Colorado. I and the car are no longer Florida residents. We moved out to Colorado about a year and a half ago at this point, and tons of other changes have happened, which I'll fill you in on. But today's mission is not too fun for me, but it's also kind of exciting for the channel because I'm going to reveal what's hanging out over here, which is we're not going to be sticking with the 2.7T in the S4 anymore. We have had for a while a fully built 07K, forged crank, heads, oil pan swap, oil pan for the B5 swap because it's going to be mounted lengthways in the car. We've got a tubular manifold for that. Still got to pick what turbo we're going to do. This was built by Cast Performance in New Jersey. They know what they're doing with 07Ks. This was built with 1,000 horsepower in mind. Got to hit those YouTube numbers, right? Probably not going to ever run it at that. But I want something super reliable. Where's the actual car, you may ask? Well, a couple weeks ago, we dropped it off at a shop about an hour away from here that will be redoing the whole roll cage. Here's a photo of it before, and here's a photo of it after. Completely remove the roll cage. The scope creep is real on this build. We are in Colorado, so we might as well build the car to the ultimate Colorado test there is, which is running it at Pikes Peak. So the roll cage was previously built SCCA hill climb spec, which is a thinner wall diameter tubing. So the roll cage was completely cut out, never used, and is currently being rebuilt. So that's where I'm taking the motor to, is to get it reunited with the car, and at the shop that's going to be doing a lot of work on it, including intake manifold, intercooler, exhaust, fuel cell, body harness for the whole chassis. I ripped all the chassis harness out. Standalone ECU for the motor, probably a pedal box, probably a booster delete for the brakes, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll give you a further life update while we're on the road. All right, YouTube, you join me following day here, driving to After Hours Autosports. They've had the car a couple weeks. They have fully removed the previous roll cage. We're heading there to drop the motor off and talk through some of the plans for all the other stuff they're going to be doing for the car. Currently driving through a snowstorm, so figured it's perfect time to break out the camera and talk to myself while driving, right? So let me give you guys some updates on why this car still isn't finished, as with all B5 project cars. So here's my list of excuses. It's been 3 years since the last upload. You saw me working in an old 2-car garage. After that place, we downsized and moved across town in Tampa to a very small 1-car garage. So that resulted in my car just being covered in parts and house stuff. Not really making any progress on it. Same time we did that, I decided to, my wife and I decided to turn the Land Rover you saw in the background into a fully fledged coffee shop. So here's some photos, maybe some footage of that. Very cool project. We got to do a lot of cool events with it, make some good money. That took about 1.5 years of building and operating it, and we are in the process of selling it at the moment. Because the other excuse I have is we recently had a baby who's almost 1 year old at this point. So that's taken up a bit of time, as all you parents out there know. Pretty time consuming. The other thing is I switched my day job after being at a company for 8 years. Took a leap, joined another company. It's been great, but it's definitely been total adjustment, and something you don't want to take lightly. So race car was on the back burner for that, and similar timeline to taking that job, we decided if I could work remote, why not do it from somewhere you love, and we moved on out to Colorado. We had spent a lot of time out here about a decade ago and always wanted to end up back here, but couldn't figure out how to do it. Well, remote work makes that possible. So we are in a little mountain town about a half-hour outside of Denver, and about an hour north as the crow flies from Pikes Peak. So really cool part of the world, and has reignited my desire to try and get in the race up the mountain. I know that's going to be difficult to even be eligible, but that's part of the reason why you got to do YouTube, right? So you have an audience to bring to the table. So those are my excuses. Here's what I have been able to do with the race car in the meantime. All the fiberglass panels that I have, all the RS4 replica fiberglass panels, all but the rear quarters have been remade in carbon, and so that's what I've been occupying my time with over the last year and a bit. That's been challenging since the house we bought in Colorado has no garage, so I've been doing that between a giant tent and a storage unit. So plan for probably this year is to build a garage, so if that comes to fruition, that'll definitely be up here on the channel. So we've got front fenders, side skirts, front bumper. I still need to make the rear bumper, but those are all now made out of carbon fiber, and significantly lighter. Definitely worth the trouble, especially the front bumper. I don't feel like learning to race this car and taking it to Pikes Peak with a factory, extremely rare, discontinued RS4 front bumper that I'll never be able to replace, so might as well make it out of carbon. I'm contemplating doing the doors in carbon Kevlar as well. Again, scope creep has been a huge problem with this car, and why it still isn't finished. So trying to cost benefit all of that stuff to hit deadlines here. The deadline I've set to actually start turning wheels on this car is July 5th. Grid Life will be doing an event at Pikes Peak International Raceway. So no excuses. An hour and a half down the road. Great time attack event to get the car started and figure out how to drive it. So that's the deadline. I'm sticking to it, and I'm going to need to definitely do more than a handful of time attack events to even be eligible to run Pikes Peak. But that's the plan. So I will end the vlog style video here and pick up when we get to after our auto sport, have a poke around the car, show you guys what it looks like as a completely bare shell, and discuss some of the plans for it. Alright, I didn't do any filming in there because can't hear anything with all the jet furnaces running, trying to keep it warm out here. It's 20 something degrees today. Great surprise. There's a main hoop in there and some A-pillar bars and door bars already in the car, so way further ahead than I expected. Dropped the motor off, dropped off all the stuff to make intake manifold. So we got a lot of work going on out here. These guys are great, and should be able to hit our deadline of running the car in the summer. So that's it for this one. That's the update where the car is currently, and should be back with some carbon fiber updates and more race car stuff shortly. I'm gonna have to come back out here, order a proper seat, and get here to get that fitted and place the harness bar. So thanks for watching. Thanks for waiting 3 long years for an update, but here it is. Hopefully it was worth it. Thanks.